Hello, this is Dr. Kareem Kandil. Today I'd like to talk about one of my favorite topics, the ECS or endocannabinoid system. So the endocannabinoid system is an important regulatory feedback system that impacts our nervous, immune, and endocrine systems, as well as our cardiovascular systems and other systems throughout our body. We tend to think of the endocannabinoid system as playing an important role in maintaining homeostasis or balance throughout the body, and is oftentimes activated in response to stress, infection, pain, and helps to regulate processes of inflammation. Now, when we talk about the endocannabinoid system, we're typically talking about the receptors for them, known as cannabinoid receptors, which are often subdivided into our CB1 and CB2 receptors, though there are other receptors to which cannabinoids can bind and impact in the body. And then we also are talking about the endogenous cannabinoids that our body produces that interact with these receptors, also known as the endocannabinoids, and the two main ones of interest are anandamide and 2-AG. Now, when we talk about the cannabinoid receptors, these are, again, G protein coupled receptors. They act as second messenger systems to help deliver information from outside of the cell, inside of the cell, impacting the regulation of a number of functions, transcriptions of different genes, and playing a role in feedback, especially when we're talking about our nervous system. Now, the CB1 receptor is typically thought of as being more concentrated in our central nervous system and brain, and our peripheral, receptors, the CB2 receptors, are typically thought of as having more of an impact on the immune system. But the fact is that both of these receptor types are located throughout the body. But when we talk about the intoxicating effects of high THC medical cannabis, we're typically talking about the effects on the CB1 receptors within the brain. Now, the endocannabinoids anandamide, also known as N-arachidonyl ethanolamine, and 2-AG, also known as 2-arachidonyl glycerol, are again produced by our body in response to stress from our body's lipid bilayer of fatty acids. And so there are a number of things that can impact the health of our endocannabinoid system, including our dietary intake of omega-3 fatty acids, magnesium, vitamin A, and vitamin D, amongst other things that all play a role in this feedback system. A number of different foods from plants actually have an impact on our endocannabinoid system, including chocolate, which contains N-alkylamides, as well as maca root, things such as echinacea, which also impacts the immune system in that regard, and then, of course, cannabinoids derived from the cannabis plant, whether we're talking about hemp-derived cannabinoids, such as CBD and CBG, or we're talking about medical cannabis-derived cannabinoids, delta-9 THC.